Hello, everybody. It's Kim. How are you guys doing? I'm doing very well, thank you. I just got back from Tucson and had a wonderful trip. It was pretty warm there, a lot warmer than it is here in LA. On Saturday, we put on a carnival for the neighborhood children, and it was 97 degrees, so that was pretty warm. So I went with the brigade of cadets from the seminary here, and a lot of us got pretty sunburned. I did use sunscreen, but I told everybody that we were taking a little bit of Tucson home with us, and so we did have a good time. It was a little nerve-wracking because I was eating food that is has not been on my regular menu since my surgery, and so I was concerned about that, as well as that I didn't have a scale, and so I always weigh every day, and so it was a little bit stressful not knowing whether I had gained or not. But let me get right into the statistics. I had my surgery December 13th of 2010, and I had gastric bypass surgery. And when I started my weight loss journey back in June of 2010, I was 328 pounds. The day of surgery, I weighed 300 pounds, and this is my 17th week post-op check-in. And this morning, I weighed 249 pounds. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I think that's like 79 pounds since the onset of this journey, and it is 51 pounds since the day of surgery. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I lost 1 pound, not a whole lot. Um, I noticed that my rings were a little tighter. I think I retained a little bit of fluid from the hot weather and the just probably more sodium in my diet than I'm used to. I was gone for a week and was working that entire week. And so there were times that we ate fast food. There were times that people cooked for us. And several of the mornings they served Danishes for breakfast. And of course, that's something I couldn't have. So the first morning, um, I had to eat a protein bar that I had with me just in case. And then the other mornings, I stopped at Jack in the Box and got like a breakfast burrito before I got there, just so I could get protein in. But I know it's loaded with sodium. And so that's probably a contributing factor. But, I'm overall pleased because I couldn't weigh. And even though I felt like I was losing weight, I still had that fear that I would get back and, gain 2 or 3 pounds, just because I check it every day. I monitor it. Sometimes I work out a little harder than other days. I didn't work out at all while I was there, but I was working the entire time. And so I did get a fair amount of exercise in. While we were there, we counseled people at a hospitality house, and that was a homeless shelter, and so that was emotionally draining. The people were very down on their luck. They were regular people like you and me that had fallen into hard times because of the economy, and their houses foreclosed, and so they were living on the streets and they were not accustomed to that. And so that was emotionally draining, counseling with those people. I also went to an adult rehabilitation center, and those are addicts that are going through treatment. And so the dynamics was totally different than the hospitality house, because these people, some of them are a little resentful because they're court ordered to be there. Depending on where they are in their recovery, depends on their attitudes. If they're new there and they have to be there, some of them had, none of them had bad attitudes. Some of them were a little bit more closed up and just kind of antisocial, while the other ones um, were a lot more eager to talk and whatnot. And one lady was there to receive her 32-year sobriety pin, and that was fantastic. And so she spoke to the group, and she said that she remembered a time when even 32 days of sobriety seemed impossible, and even 32 hours of sobriety seemed impossible. And now she was receiving her 32-year pin. So I was really proud of her. And so kudos to people out there struggling with addiction. I can understand and I can relate because my addiction happens to be food. And it's, of course, socially acceptable to be addicted to food. And it's also difficult because I have to say that um, picture an addict, and every day he goes to a bar and he says, "Okay, I'll take a little bit, just a little bit of beer, and I'm gonna have just a little toke of marijuana. Okay, I'm gonna just a tiny bit of cocaine, and I'm gonna top it off with just a half a glass of wine." You know, in reality, that would never happen. Those people have to stay away from their addiction totally. Um, that's like somebody addicted to porn, just looking for 15 minutes at the internet instead of all day like they used to, and all that seems ludicrous. But you know what? When you're addicted to food, and we have to face our enemy every day, 2, 3 times a day, and we have to take a little bit of that food that triggers us to want more. And it is very difficult for people like you and me who are addicted to food because we cannot do cold turkey. They do not have um, adequate counseling, I think. I mean, yeah, I had counseling, but the fact is, we face our demons every day, and we still face them today. While I was on my trip, I was very tempted to see, everybody was having ice cream, and, I kind of wanted to take a bite. I haven't dumped since my surgery because I've complied with my diet. I know how I am. I know that if I took a bite of ice cream and nothing happened, then maybe tomorrow I might take 2 bites. And then next week I might take 3 bites. And then pretty soon I might be eating a bowl of ice cream now and then. But you know what? That's what got me into this position in the first place. So I stay away from it as best I can. And so I was good this weekend. Um, my husband did go to the store and find no sugar added fudgesicles. And so I was able to enjoy a fudgesicle. It was great. I loved it. And I felt like I was kind of part of the group because, like I said, I went with a brigade of 10 other people. And so I was able to, kind of enjoy the fellowship with them. And then one night we went to Dairy Queen and I stayed in the van. And then one lady came out and she says, "No, they have sugar-free dilly bars." And I'm like, "For real?" So I was able to have a dilly bar, and I felt a little guilty about it, but it was sugar-free, and fat really isn't an issue. So I didn't really worry about the calorie content or anything, but anyways, because I did have the fudgesicle and the dilly bar, I was concerned that I may have gained weight, but no, I didn't. I lost a pound, and so I'm pleased about that, and I just feel really rejuvenated. Seeing people suffering and homeless and having addictions, that is cost them their families and their relationships and their children, and it makes me very grateful that my addiction is, like I said before, socially accepted. And so, and thank goodness that the gastric bypass and the lap band and all the other options are out there to help us recover. You know, I know it's just a band-aid. It's a wonderful thing. It's a great help, but it still takes mental control. It takes willpower, and I'm doing good on it. I'm sure you all are doing great on it. Just keep up the 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 hard work. So anyway, let me see what else went on. Oh, okay. So I get on the airplane. I sit down. I buckle my seatbelt. No seatbelt extender. I was like really proud of myself. So then I take the tray and I put the tray down, and sure enough, it went down. 25 years, and I haven't been able to put that tray down. I've had to use my neighbor. Usually my neighbor is my husband or my kid, but sometimes I've flown alone and it's a stranger, and I have to, say, "Do you mind if I use your tray?" When we get the beverage cart, and I've just learned how to, have a good attitude about it and just, swallow my pride. But it was such a good feeling to be able to use my own tray and to buckle my seatbelt. So get this. So I was so excited about this that I turn around in my seat because I'm towards the front of the plane and I say, I have an announcement for everybody. It's been 25 years since I've been able to click my seatbelt, and today, for the first time, I've been able to put on my seatbelt without a seatbelt extender. And it was amazing. The whole back of the plane started clapping for me. And it's like, boy, I really have no shame. Um, but to me, it was a day to celebrate. So, anyways, flying on an airplane was fantastic. I wasn't crowded. I didn't crowd my neighbor, and it was just a whole new world opened up to me. So this is just another milestone um, that the surgery has done for me. So I had a great trip. I'm flying again week after next, and I have no apprehensions, no problem. I did notice also, like all the walking in the airport, I didn't get exhausted. I didn't have to sit and rest. I was in nice shoes. I was in my uniform, and so that wasn't an issue. And then, of course, while I was gone, I worked with some after-school programs for underprivileged youth, and we played dodgeball. And I played dodgeball. I was a pretty big target, and yes, I got hit and got out quite a few times, but I had a blast, and that never would have happened in the olden days. I would have been too exhausted or worried about having a heart attack or something. Um, so all in all, it was a great learning experience to go to Tucson. It was a great opportunity to um, get used to who the new me is, and I just encourage you all, just if you go through hard times or discouraging times, just keep at it. Do your best not to cheat, because really this program works best if you just comply. Like I said, I was told that I might dump if I have sugar, if I have fried foods, and so I'm just complying. Now I have had other people say, "Oh, you haven't dumped yet?" Oh, wow, I was dumping a lot. But the thing of it is I'm complying, and so number one, I don't want to dump. I don't want to see what it's like, and number two, if I don't dump, I'm just going to end up probably cheating on my diet, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, that's what's been going on. So I'll check up on you a week from now and let you know how I'm doing. But so far, my trip to Tucson was fantastic, and I'm feeling great. And pound down, and we'll see what happens this next week. I'm gonna start exercising again, so we'll see if that'll help things, and also back more on my like my shake nasty, um, but I know it's good for me, getting my protein in. I did notice that my hair is starting to be really dry and brittle, and I think I'm experiencing some hair loss. Not a lot, but uh, need a little bit of shedding. So that's another reason why it's important to comply with the program, to get all your protein, get all your calcium, and it's just a temporary thing. And thank goodness my hair is short, so if it gets thin and grows back, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Um, and you know what? I have no shame. I'll go get a wig if I have to, seriously. Um, but hopefully it won't come to that. But anyway, I'm going to sign out for now. Take care of yourselves. God bless, and I'll see you in a week. All right, take care. Bye-bye.